Yeah, I was just thinking, we often say that if somebody takes their own life, we often say, well, that's the easy way out. Or we often say, well, if somebody's born into a rich family, they had it easy. They easy come up, silver spoon in their mouth. Say, well, that's easy. Or any number of things. If somebody's really good looking, or really tall, really talented, it could be almost anything. Say they have a really good job, and we say, well, they were just in the right place at the right time. Or we say, well, they won the lottery, for instance. Well, that's just chance. And say, well, they had it easy. Yeah, nothing like that would ever happen to me. I'm just, I've got it hard, but they got it easy. But let me tell you something that might make you mad, or it might liberate you. You could do either one, or both. But at any rate, I do believe this to be true. And that is that there is no easy road in life. There is no easy way out. Because no matter what road that you take in life, there's going to be consequences. And they're going to be painful. It doesn't matter what road you take. And I'll give you an example. If you're born into a poor family, without a dime to your name, no inheritance, nothing, you got to work for every penny that you make. That's a hard way to go, isn't it? No advantages, nothing. No preference over somebody else to get a loan from the bank or to get a job or nothing. You got to earn everything the hard way. You'd say, well, that's pretty hard, isn't it? Well, maybe. It is hard. There's no question about it. You might say, well, if I had been born into this family or that family, or I just had this or that, my daddy was rich or important or famous, or I would have had it easy. Well, maybe, but actually, maybe not. Actually, maybe not. It's not true. And I'll tell you why. Because if you're born into a rich family, then you are sheltered from the reality of this world, the harsh reality of this world. You're sheltered from learning about human nature firsthand, learning about how cruel people are to people who they feel like they can get away with it. Whereas if you're brought up poor, you learn that quick and you learn how to be tough with people. But if you're rich, you may learn to be tough with people, but you don't understand firsthand exactly why or how to do it. When and when not to do it. So when you're brought up with those tough experiences, you can see so much more clearly. And so you're a lot more confident. Also, you're a lot more proud of yourself because you are a self-made person instead of being sheltered. Okay. So they both have their advantages. You can make the best of whatever situation you're in. But they both also have their disadvantages. Okay? So, let me give you an example of another scenario. Somebody takes their own life. Say they're in a situation where they see no way out. And the anxiety and the pain and the stress, there's no possible way out. They don't see a way out. They don't see any hope. They don't see any reason to live anymore. They're tired of being alive for whatever reason. And they say, I'm going to take my own life. Many times we say, well, that's the easy way out. Well, wait a minute. Maybe, but maybe not. Because yes, it's easy to take your own life. It is possible. It's easy. We all know how to do it. I'm not going to share any ways with you, because if you're not smart enough to figure out how to do it, that's even better. But we all know how. So we say, well, that's the easy way out. Well, is it really? Is that really the easy way out? Because when you take that road out, there's always this question. What's going to happen to me after I die? You really don't know. None of us really know what happens after we die. Is there some kind of paradise? Is there heaven? Is there hell? How does all that work? And that's the whole motivation behind religion, which we say the fear of God. It instills to us the whole fear that we have in life is danger of violence and ultimately death. Okay? And the reason that we're afraid of death is ultimately because we wonder what's going to happen after we die. And we don't want to miss out on anything that we could do in our life of being alive another day, because we want to stay alive. So when we take our own life, we are taking that risk. We don't know what's going to happen after we die. Some people say you go straight to hell, that there's a hell and you go straight to it. I don't know, okay? I'm not God. I don't want to even claim to be God. Some people, they get all these things that they know about certain things, and they just act like they just know it to be true. Maybe they do. I don't. I'm not God. I don't know that stuff. You know. Just go ask somebody, and if you want to believe them, then that's fine. Because I'm not going to put myself in that position of liability, telling you that I know what's going to happen to you, because I don't know how any human could ever know that. I don't know how any human could ever know a lot of this stuff that humans claim to know. I don't know where they're getting their information from, because I don't know how a human could obtain that information. They say they had some kind of sacred vision from God. Whatever. I didn't, okay? So, if you want to believe them, go ahead. But I don't know what happens after you die. And it's kind of a little bit scary to me, to be honest with you. So, I kind of like staying alive. Something sound on the ground while I'm around. That brings peace to me more so than not. But at any rate, sometimes in life we feel hopeless. And you can claim like you don't know all you want to, but we all know what it means to feel that way. We've all felt that way at a time or another in our life. And so then we cast this judgment and say, well, he took the easy way out by taking his own life. Well, maybe, but maybe not, because we all have this fear of what's going to happen after we die. So that's really not easy. It's pretty stressful, to be honest with you. Pretty hard for somebody to make that decision to take their own life. That's a very hard decision. There's nothing easy about that decision. You see what I'm saying? That's not the easy way out. It is a way out of one situation, but you might be jumping off into from the frying pan into the fire. I don't know, okay? So there's nothing easy about it. So, and then to face your problems without taking that way out, there's nothing easy about that either. So what am I saying all this to say? Really, if you've stayed with me this long in the video, I know that you're really somebody who's patient and has an attention span and wants to figure things out. You're not somebody who's just scrolling through TikTok and just wants to entertain their mind constantly. They want to actually try to solve these problems and become a wiser person in life. And I'm not being judgmental at all here. I'm just saying, you know, we get to this point to where we've experienced so much pleasure in our life that we kind of get tired of it. You've experienced so much entertainment. You're like, I want something. I want to actually get to the truth. I want to learn the truth. We have to get to a place where we want that, or otherwise we'll never accept the truth. And the truth is that there really is no easy road in life. I don't care which road you take. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Let me tell you what matters. How much effort are you putting into your life right now? Are you giving it 100% every waking moment that you have on this earth to get squeeze and milk and get the most out of your life that you possibly can? And in my opinion, that's the difference between a winner and a loser. Because you can get so much money and people say, well, he's a winner. He's got $1 million in the bank, or 100 million, whatever. Well, he's a winner. Well, not so fast. If everybody who was rich was a winner, then why would there be so many depressed people who are rich? Especially people who are born into it who are depressed. Some of the most depressed people are people who were born into wealth, because they feel so ashamed of themselves, yet they have to put on this mask around people to act like they're better and they're smarter, but in their heart they know they're really not. They know that they just lucked out, got born into the right situation, which is really not luck at all. They wish they had never had been born into that rich family in that situation. I'll give you another example. People get fame and they're famous and everybody acts like they love them, and they do love them. People like to worship people people like to worship other people or whatever, so as an escape to keep from loving their own self. And I'm not talking about narcissism. I'm talking about a healthy respect and love for your own self. People like to worship other people to escape from that, because that's a hard way to go too. Respecting yourself and standing up for yourself to other people is very hard, because a lot of times you sacrifice companionship in order to stand up for your own personal peace. This could be in a romantic relationship. This could be in a friendship. It could be even as a celebrity. You sacrifice actually telling the truth because you don't want to lose out on your fan base, which also is your livelihood, because it's paying your bills, and you don't want to miss out on propelling your reputation to any greater heights where you become more and more of a legend after you die. That's another thing. So there's nothing easy about fame. Plus, you've always got people bombarding you, wanting you to sign their autograph and stuff, and that's great. But it's not easy, okay? It's not easy to be famous. It's not easy to be rich, because when you're rich, there's always people who you really don't know if they're your friends or not, and usually they're not. friendship is something that's on a personal level. A true friendship is where somebody wants to be around you simply because they like you and they like your company. And you have something to offer them besides something monetary or something substantial. You have something to offer them in the area of companionship. They like you as a companion. And I have some friends that I truly do believe like me as a companion. Okay, but those friends are few and far between. And if you've been around very much and you've seen very much, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Friends like that are few and far between who really enjoy your company. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of people would enjoy your company, but they're so focused on materialism that they're blinded to who you are as a person because they want to see what they can get out of you. And so until you let go of materialism, you really never can find any true friends, because you're always going to be spending your time with people because you think you can get something out of them. And that is a prison in and of itself. So I'm just here to tell you, materialism is a prison. It's good to have enough to live where you don't have to be desperate, but anything above that, it's very easy to become so materialistic that it becomes bondage to you. Pleasure is a bondage. If you seek pleasure in life and that's all you seek, then your soul is going to be starving for purpose. And I think that's a really big problem with a lot of people today, and they've gotten themselves into this situation to where they're addicted to pleasure and they can't break free from it. So I'm just here to tell you, there's no easy road in life. It doesn't matter which road you take, and at every direction you look, there's a different road that you could take. And whatever road you take, it's going to be hard. There is no easy road. So just pick a road and give it 100%, and it may lead you to another road. But if you're giving it 100% every day, and you know you truly in your heart believe that you are trying your best, in my opinion, that is the definition of a winner. And if you're doing that, you're already winning. And don't listen to fleeting voices that try to knock you off that path, because there's always going to be voices that try to distract you, try to make you think the grass is greener on the other side, and that what you're doing is not really that important, whatever. There's always going to be voices that tell you that. And if you do believe that, that's why I say sometimes one road that you take may lead you to another road. But don't think that that other road's going to be easy. It just may be a different road that you feel is a better path for your life, where you can be more effective in this world and do more of what you feel like your purpose is. But the road is not going to be easy. And if you're looking for an easy road, I'm sorry, but it doesn't exist. There is no easy road in this life. But if you really truly do try, and you try your best for real, not just say that you try your best, you will start to feel that energy down inside of you that tells you I'm winning. And that is, in my opinion, the ultimate form of happiness. Not always comfort. It's not comfortable, and it's not easy, but it is happiness. That is the essence, in my opinion, of happiness, is feeling that you are fulfilling your purpose in life. And when you take roads that veer off that purpose, you're setting yourself up for depression in the form of feeling that you're not fulfilling your purpose. It may be a hedonistic road. It may be a road that promises more money in the short term, whatever. But you're setting yourself up for misery if you take those shortcuts.